Hi there. As I've become more seasoned in my cooking abilities and more seasoned with age, I've realized that most cooks have a signature recipe. And if there was ever a signature recipe for me, it is this one, and it's my homemade cinnamon rolls. And my homemade cinnamon roll recipe, by the way, is in the Down the Road cookbook. So if you'd like to refer to it, please do so. These cinnamon rolls have gone to tons of events. They have baited children from college to come home, and at school they've provided a wonderful incentive to get work done or homework or whatever it was that made a difference. The aroma is unbelievable, and then you have the taste of them right out of the oven. But the one thing that makes these cinnamon rolls so special is the fact that I use my handy dandy friend right here, and that's my bread machine. So if you haven't tried it this way, maybe this is a new twist on an old idea. So let's get started. This just happens to be I call it the little bucket out of the bread machine. And first of all, according to my bread machine instruction booklet, it says to put in all your dry ingredients first. So what I've got here is 3 cups of flour. And we'll carefully spoon that in. I know you'll probably use a measuring cup and it'll look a little easier than this. Okay, so we'll get those 3 cups in there. Oh, and by the way, while I'm doing this, I can tell you because of the capacity of my bread machine, because it's a little larger, that I can double my recipe. It doesn't tell me you can do that. I just experimented. And of course, that's one of the fun things about cooking. So we'll get all this flour in here. Okay. And with the flour then, I'll spread that out a little bit. Then I'm going to put in my teaspoon of salt. And then I've got my baking powder and my baking soda, as in the recipe in the book. And then, you know what I like, always brown sugar, not the granulated white sugar. So I'm going to put that in there. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to use my hands and just mix all that together thoroughly. And making sure that you get that brown sugar dispersed in there. Brown sugar always gives it a better color as well. Okay. So now that I've got my dry ingredients, again, back to my booklet with my bread machine, it says now you can put in your more liquid ingredients. And I've got my 3 tablespoons of butter. And don't you be using anything other than butter. I'll be thinking about that. Remember, this is a dairy farmer. And then we're going to put in 1 egg. And in here, very carefully, I'll put in 3/4 cup buttermilk plus 2 tablespoons. And I love the tangy flavor of buttermilk. Whenever it's in a recipe, I want to try it automatically. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it right down in here. And then on most bread machines, you have a little menu button. You can press it. And I'm going to select the dough cycle. And it takes, on this one, 2 hours, 30 minutes. And put in my yeast. You thought I forgot that, didn't you? Well, there's my yeast, and that was 2 teaspoons. And I'm going to press the start button. And wonderful as it may seem, I'm going to walk around, do all my other things, take care of bookwork. And while I'm doing that, the mess and all the fuss is here on my bread machine. Sometimes even at night, if I go to bed by 11:30, because I get up early in the morning, I'll even press my bread dough cycle, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm set and ready to go to make bread. So the time has gone by, and it is kneaded all by itself while you got your other things done. And we have the dough, very smoothly done. It incorporates air, so you know that you're going to have a finer textured roll as well. So for those of you seasoned cooks, you'll just take out your dough and you'll go right ahead and make your cinnamon rolls. Now, this cinnamon roll batch makes about 15, and I'll give you a little secret. Sometimes after I shape my cinnamon rolls, I even freeze them for a couple of weeks because I like having them on hand for unexpected guests. And sometimes I even take my dough and just make little loaves of bread out of it. So get creative. That's important too. So I took them out and I shaped them. And then I put them in the preheated 350-degree oven for about 12 minutes, but you should always check ahead. I know that's one of my tips I use, but it's a careful one. And now I wish by the vision of this camera you could also smell the ingredients in our home. There's just nothing comparable to it. And I can hardly wait to have a bite of one of those. But I wanted to tell you that when I bring them out of the oven, I brush melted butter, only use butter, on the top of these. And then I have my special caramel glaze / icing, but that's something we'll do in another show again, viewers. So don't mind me. Oh, I forgot about the bread right there. See how I took a little hunk of it and made a nice little loaf of bread? That freezes nicely too. You pull those out and you have unexpected company and guests, and it looks like you were really prepared for them. But, well, I can't wait any longer. I just got to have a bite of these. Oh. It's really good. And I can tell you the bread machine makes it better. Not only in flavor, but in ease and convenience. So remember what I always say, whether it's in my family and consumer science classroom or with my family and friends, the special ingredients that flavor all home cooking is caring and sharing. See you again.